Hey YouTube, I'm here with another Vapor e-liquid review, and this time I have some Halo Purity products. And I gotta be honest, this is probably one of my favorite e-liquid manufacturers out there. So I couldn't continue vaping that Vapor Renew fluid that I reviewed in the last few videos because it was just atrocious, the way it was resonating on my wick. So I went ahead and got through a very trusted brand, and that is Halo Purity. And I got some Midnight Apple here, and I got a new flavor called Sub-Zero, and I'll review this in a later video. But as you can see, if you have purchased from Halo before, they don't have the shrink wrap on there because I already opened them and was vaping them. So we'll put Sub-Zero aside for a later video and grab the eVic and Aga T2 and get ready to do a little review. Now you can see I've been vaping on this already some. I got some of the fluid on there, but we'll take it out with a syringe, blunt tip syringe, and show you just what the fluid looks like. It comes in this blue glass, which I like. I really like Halo fluids. I like how they come out, and you can see the coloration with the eyedropper drip tip, whatever you want to call it. So we'll go ahead and take some of this out and fill up my tank a little bit more. Now I do this so you can see the consistency of the fluid. This has been at room temperature for a while, so you can see it's nice. It's not very dense. It's a really good fluid, really good viscosity. You can see the coloration of it. It's got a nice amber color to it, and this is Midnight Apple. Put that aside. Fill this out. Now this is one of my favorite fluids from Halo. This flavor is really good. I like it. It's not going to be a first impression for viewers, but I want to review this anyway, just to show you what the vapor output is and the flavor, what the fluid looks like, the viscosity, and kind of give you a hands-on before you purchase it. If you ever decide to purchase it, it's just something to look at. So my eVic is detecting 1.3 ohms, so I'm just going to vape this at 3.5 volts. Again, I had to make a brand new coil because of what the last fluids did to my my wick. Excuse me, I had to make a brand new wick. So I got a brand new wick and a new coil on here. Again, it's a 3 wrap coil of 35 gauge kanthal wire. And I'm looking at getting some 28 gauge. I read a comment in, I read one of my comments suggesting 28 gauge, and I have looked. There's 28 gauge on eBay, but it's actually quite expensive. So I'll do a review of that when I actually break down and get some 28 gauge. So go ahead and vape this. Now, you can see the color is really amber brown. It's not really amber, I guess not brown. It's really amber and it's really transparent. But hold on. The vapor output is actually pretty good. I understand, now I don't have any verification, but I understand this is a propylene glycol vegetable glycerin mix, and it's good. It's not stupendous, like the vapor output isn't, it's not clouds and clouds of vapor, but it's not horrible vapor output by any means. And I honestly find it really satisfying. I don't know how they mix it. I don't know what they do with it, but it's a really satisfying vape. Even though it's not a huge plume like you've seen with some of the past videos, it's a really satisfying, good feeling vapor. Again, this is posting 1.3 ohms of resistance, and I'm vaping it at 3.5 volts, which what sets the low resistance is 9.4 watts, and it's got really good flavor. The flavor is really good. One thing I like about this, excuse me. One thing I like about this flavor, it's midnight apple. It's got a really good tobacco flavor to it. You know, it's not like a harsh tobacco flavor to it. And, you know, I'm not really fond of tobacco flavors at all in general. But this has got a really good tobacco flavor. And then it's got a nice touch of sweet, sour apple. And it's really good. It tastes almost like it's been kissed with a Granny Smith. So this is really good fluid. But as you can see, the vapor output is just, it's not amazing. It's definitely satisfying. You know, it's definitely a really good vapor output, but it's not like clouds of vapor. The tobacco flavor is kind of a little bit like a cigar. It's really rich, but it's not so much like a cigar that if you were just a regular cigarette smoker and you hated cigars like I do. I really don't like regular cigars. I think they're disgusting. It's not something that you would find disgusting, but it's got a nice potent tobacco flavor to it. And every time I vape on this, I always think of like Gandalf the Grey. Like I'm Gandalf the Grey puffing on a pipe of tobacco, and it's just like wizard smoke. It's so good. But I really love that sweet, mild apple flavor to it. It really brings out like a touch of sweetness, and it's good. I really like this, but it's got a pretty strong tobacco flavor. And if you're not looking for that type of flavor, maybe stay away. I would say at least get a tester of this. Again, you know, it's Halo Purity Midnight Apple flavor, and I would say get a tester of this to see if you actually like it, because I'm very fond of this flavor. Now, what I'm going to try and do is up this a little bit. I'm not going to get much higher than, well, you know what? Looks like 3.8 volts is going to be the max, because it's going to cap out at 11 watts. So I'm not going to get much more vapor output out of this. I really don't need it though, because it's such a satisfying vape. It's really good. It's got a really nice throat hit to it. Though if I did want more vapor output out of this, I've seen on other videos people buying vegetable glycerin and adding vegetable glycerin to the mix, which I think is something that I'll probably do in the future, because I do like those clouds of vapor, but not this time. I'm still looking at vegetable glycerin and places to get it, but yeah, I wouldn't say I could recommend that right now, that option, but adding vegetable glycerin is something I've seen other people do, and I'm considering taking that route also. Not the best vapor output, but it's really satisfying. So I'm a big fan of Halo Purity. I really am. I like their flavors. I like their fluid. I do wish they would have a better vapor output, but I gotta be honest, Halo Purity is the e-liquid that kept me smoking e-cigarettes. They're really good quality. You know, this is glass. It's blue glass. I like that. They have a best buy date. They have a lot code. They tell you on the back how the volume. This is 30 milliliters and how much nicotine per milliliter, which is 12 milligrams per milliliter for me. Contains propylene glycol, glycerin. I guess I don't know, it's not vegetable glycerin, it just says glycerin. L-nicotine and FEMA GRAS approved natural and artificial flavorings. Now, the GRAS is generally recognized as safe, is what that code stands for. And that's something that's actually really new, the GRAS, because of the FDA not granting their seal of approval on certain things. So the generally recognized as safe, GRAS approved, is something new, and Halo is now putting that on their bottles. I don't remember seeing it before, but I threw my bottles out. So I would highly recommend Halo Purity's Midnight Apple. I'm a big fan. I love the flavor. Like I said before, it's got a really strong tobacco flavor, but it's got a nice touch of apple flavor to it, and it's really good. But it's not the most vapor output you can get in an e-liquid. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's really satisfying, but you know, if you're really looking for big clouds of vapor, you can A, add vegetable glycerin, or B, look somewhere else. And I probably won't all the time. I'm a huge fan of Halo. That is a really good flavor. I guess the one thing that I find the best, if I haven't said one thing that I find the best, one thing that I find the best about Halo e-liquids is that they're really primed for the smaller e-cigarette users. You know, they're not really primed for someone like me who's going to use this huge PV mod and this big Jenny tank. They're not looking at me as like the prime market. They're more looking at someone who's going to use something like this eVic, not eVic. What is this? Ego. This Ego battery and a atomizer, which is their new system, is the Triton, which is it's an eVic battery with a atomizer tank. Forget. So that's really who they're looking for, and this fluid will vape really good in that type of setup. For something like this, though, you're not going to get the huge vapor output, but still, it's highly recommended. I doubly highly recommend it. Highly recommend checking out Halo Purity and Midnight Apple. Next video, I'm going to do some Sub-Zero, which I cracked into, and you're not going to get a first impression of, but wow. So if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more videos of me doing e-liquid reviews. I love all my likes, I love all of my comments, they're all appreciated, and I will do more reviews in the future. Until next video, see you later.